of the winding, the number of winding, all this counts. I wish I had so much camera out, but I didn't have to chase the camera. We're on holidays, so we have to leave it this stuff. So now you understand. The cup, you can now code the cup only to be magnetical. There is a technique we teach in time. You can create cups which are only gravitational. And then you can create a condition of physicality. Don't forget, if you are working in this area, don't look at only the water. Look at food. And the most important thing is, if you put a straw here, you're not touching anything, but you breathe the air which is conditioned and is asked for by your lungs and your brain and your emotion. So you cannot just go for the physicality change, even though now you set the emotion in structure of your cup. You can breathe from these cups. You put a straw, you put a cap, very, very slowly, you inhale from the environment of the cup. I want to see how many of you with the fibromyalgia and CIS and FMS will come back with complaint. We have seen one thing. When you have a psychosomatic condition like fibromyalgia and CVS, a lot of you will report good, and some of you report it doesn't work. Because if it works, it means you don't get any more attention. This technology has been tested through placebo. It has been tested through double quad. It's been tested in every shape or form. And we have seen psychosomatic problems like fibromyalgia and CVS. The ones who report that it has no effect on them are the ones it means they haven't received the emotional confirmation from the partner or from the society they live in. They still have to be sick. We're running a special test which we allowed the repair of the physicality over 3 months. And then we brought the emotional connection to it after 3 months. The effect was so horrendous. The effect was so amazing for the person who's using it. Because we said to them, don't touch the emotional cup, even though the cup was with them. And then we told them afterwards, we can use the emotional cup from mid-July. And the effect was so horrendous, so immediate. You can do this. You let the physicality to repair, and then you settle the emotion. So what you need to look is the way, for example, if you look at the cup, you can attach these springs like this to the cup. You can attach, be careful with this, how if you use lines. Because these have interactions. Try not to use lines like this in your system. Because then these create an abnormal condition of vortex in respect to those. These can be used in a specific conditions. When you drink from these cups, do not drink a sip. The energy of a sip disappears very quickly. drink half a cup in one go. When you breathe, hold the cup to yourself. Hold the cup. Make sure the layers, the rings are not coated. You hold the cup in your hand. Then your emotion gives to the cup, to these rings, what it does not need, and it takes from the cups what it needs. You do not necessarily need to drink from the cup. But in a physical life, we need the confirmation of correctness by consumption. So the physicality of consumption is just a theoretical point. So now you see how we open the door. The lifetime of research of mine is freely on the table for you. What will be interesting if the Jewish man will take this and walk across and give it to a Palestinian. If a Muslim in Iran will go to the Jews and the Christians and say, this is what's come from cash restaurant. Let's see if we can create a society without pain. Total cost, zero. If you come to me and ask to make a cup to help you, I charge a huge amount of money because the money goes to the foundation for the development of technology, setting up centers and teaching. But at home we can do it free. We teach you free. But what I want you to do is...
I'm having a really hard time hearing you there. There's lots of background noise going on.
Yes. Too much background noise.
Can we just try to get you to use your headset again?
I am on my headset.
Yeah, but it's using the microphone on the computer instead.
Okay, how do you want to do it? Where do I go?
Can you unplug it and then plug it back in?
I plug myself back in again. Am I better?
I heard something click. Can you talk
again? Yeah. Is it better now?
Rick, does that sound the same? I think it's still the same.
Where do I go to changes?
Go to your settings.
Where is my setting?
It's right beside where it says video.
Is it better now?
No.
Here is better.
Yeah, I know what happened. The airco in the room started and now it stopped.
Okay.
Is it better? Is it better now?
It is better actually, but can you go to your settings? Just verify that you're using your microphone.
How do I go to my setting, guys?
It should be the arrow beside where it says start video. You can click on it and then you can go to video settings.
It says start video. I have a stop video. It says camera. Yeah.
You can also use
camera
beside the mute button. There's a little arrow that points up.
Microphone. It says, this is on Logitech.
Can you switch it off and then switch it back?
It's on Logitech. Okay, I go to another one. I go. Oh, wait. It could be a problem here. Yes, you're right. Found it. Is it better now?
Oh, much better.
You see, I know the plasma and you don't know with your job. You see, I do my job good. You have to teach me good way too. But the problem is I have a memory of a, what do you call it? A mouse, a fish. What do you call it? A goldfish. 5 seconds. That's what Caroline says, 5 seconds.
Okay, very good. Continue, please. That everything should be okay now.
Okay. So what we see is to understand this. To understand, to share the knowledge and help each other. You have a laptop, desktop, which is not used, sitting in the back of the house, in the storage room. Go in there, just take the wire out and cut it into pieces. And give life to it, not light with it. Something which is very important for you to understand, maybe in an easier way, is this. You saw that Renan used a wire like this. This is one single wire. If you take the wire from your table lamp, which is not used, it has shredded wires. So you have coil of wires. And usually these, when you do it, they go like this to each other. When you twist these mesh of wires, now you create a combination field. There is a difference between the single and a combination. If it's copper, it's different. If it's aluminum, it's different. If it's different composition of a copper, it's different fields too. So when you look at these wires, even with these which you make the coil, if you make your coil from a single wire, 1 millimeter thick or whatever, it's different than if you use the same 1 millimeter coil, but of the mesh, of what we call, what do they call this?
Stranded.
The thin wire, the stranded wires. Because now you have to understand why. One creates its own field, both magnetical, gravitational. Now the second wire creates its own gravitational because it's nano-coated and magnetical. So now you have a composite. So the field you create is different than a single core. A single wire, now you have a multiple of energy. So remember, all this is important. How much you give back in the coil is important. If you make your coil like this, is important. And then you make a straight line. So when you start now practicing and seeing these things, understand how it does, how it works. Some of you have a skin problem, skin lesions. You have all sorts of what I call asthma on the skin. All this dead skin which collects together and it becomes a pain and itching. Put the pen on it. Make a patch of these materials, cover it. I tell you something, a lot of you might have a problem in how we're going to find a tube. What I've done in the past is get yourself a sellotape, sticky clear tape, or one of these wire, tapes for insulation for the wire. Make your coil and put it in there and close the tape. Close it, just seal it in a way. Put your nano material here and just get a sellotape or an electric insulation tape and just put it there and wrap it in. You got yourself a perfect insulation. I've done this before. You don't touch the body, but the fields transfer. You don't need to look how I'm going to insulate it. Do the same thing, make the coils and then stick it with sellotape on the wall of the glass, the drinking glass, the one you have a coffee every day with. See, the coffee tastes different. See if it brings you more energy, if you have a better field. Make a patch of these. We will market these heavily through the Keshe Foundations around the world. Put the sticks together. No sticks. Put a stick and a coil together. In a cloth, in a coil, in a pillow bag. And just use the point of pain. Because the totality of the field counts. Then you create both gravitational and magnetical. These, but when you put more than one wire or one winding next to each other in conjunction with each other, you create a plasmatic field where the body of the man interacts and respects the gravitational magnetic field which you have created. The maggrav works directly, even though the layers have their own maggrav. Each line has its own maggrav. You extend the broad spectrum of the field cover of the pens. There is no intrusion. In the coming days, now we are talking to the manufacturers. We will put in the market. This is very much what Arman is pushing for, and as you know, I always go with what people want to do. Unfortunately, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Our manufacturers of the pain pads will release for us very soon a foot. You can put as an insert into your shoe. The production is very easy. And what it is, as you saw, Renan showed the flexology. Now, when you put this in the shoe, what you had in your body, it covers every point of the body of the man for what it needs and what to take. These shoe strips, what's a slip-on, we are looking at it, our manufacturer is talking to others, that we make it like a what do you call it, a slipper that you walk in the house. You cannot walk with them, but you can just lie in bed and use them as a slipper, what I call sleeping a slipper. Then all the end nerves will be in touch with all the material of the mat. This will be out in the next couple of weeks or 2 or 3 weeks from the foundation. Instead of using single coil and whatever, and then we're producing a hand-sized glove, where you put your hand in the glove. The glove is already in the process of manufacturing with the manufacturers. So you can reach the whole, whatever is needed, by whichever part of the body of the man. We already, what do you call it, start manufacturing in Italy, and that's why we are here at the moment with the bad reception. We are in the manufacturing side of the foundation, which is about 800 kilometers away from where we teach in Bari. And I'm going to stay here for 2 or 3 weeks till all the designs and manufacturing completed for the power supply and production of the belts and the new conversion of the shoes and the slip-ons. It's very strange. Last night we just got out of we went for a dinner. We asked for a taxi. As we got in the taxi, the taxi driver says, "Excuse me, can I ask you?" I says, "Are you?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Are you?" Huh? I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "You're Mr. Cash." I said, "Yes." In Italy, we are very well known for our work because we are straightforward with the nation. And a lot of people know us. They know why we are here to deliver. They greet us because we do what you do, share knowledge. And the guy didn't want to go out of, when it's brought us back to the hotel, he didn't want to leave. He opened his door, he wanted to get out. Because he said, I learn a lot. So, this is why we are here. I leave the comfort of my home to live in a room for you to have a future of freedom for knowledge. We seen yesterday the announcement by the Israeli minister that they start assassinating Iranian nuclear physicists. I wonder what happened if they do that to his child, to his son, to his brother. We are all fathers, but our life is nuclear. It's clearance of world from the pain of shortage. And if a decision of a government is to kill us, we bless your soul. The article is out. If you have it, you can put it on. I think Sandor has it, or Rick. second round assassination of Iranian nuclear physicists has been ordered by the Israeli government. We welcome you home. We don't fight you, but we give you the key of life if your child is pain. When you use one of these systems and you kill an Iranian nuclear physicist, remember the knowledge has released the pain of your child or yourself. Share the knowledge freely and don't let it be abused. Go into the extent of understanding why it reverses and be open enough with yourselves to understand what was the reason that the pain in this point of your body manifested itself. If you are honest with yourself, you will truly heal yourself. And if you're just looking for relief of pain without understanding the reason behind the pain, you will never learn. And what you report to us, for us as a human race, in how you relieve yourself from pain, is half of the story. When you report back, test everything. If you got a prostate cancer, make a tube, and all you need to do, put it between your legs. Where the prostate sits. Put a pain pad on the back of it, on the back of your hip. The field connection, I draw it for you to understand. This is your leg, and this is your left leg, your right leg. Your prostate sits somewhere here. I'm looking from the
Okay, I'm just gonna say it's the internet up north there in Italy. It doesn't matter where you are in that country, it seems. If you're in northern Italy, your internet isn't very good. If you're in southern Italy, the internet isn't very good. That's yeah, that was dropping out, so I had to mute everybody again. So he lost connection, so we'll have to be waiting for him. And Rick, you are muted. Okay, I got you unmuted. Oh, I think he's back. Let me.
hello, are we back? Yeah, we have a problem in the hotel with the Wi-Fi. Can you hear me?
Not surprising. That's Mr. Kesh.
I'm back. Yeah, we are in a we are in a hotel room, so the hotel system limits our use of whatever sometimes. So how much did you hear about the prostate?
Up to the point of where it is. That's about it.
Okay, well, 2 legs. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
okay, now we go back to both legs. This is your leg. And oh no, I have to get my camera. Oh my God. If Marco was here, it would have been done in no time. Marco, where are you? Okay, this is the body of the man. This is your prostate. And then this is where you put the coil. You put the pen or composition of the pen as you've seen between your leg. And then you cover your back with a pain pad, which you made yourself. Now what happens? The fields goes across. Because this is plasmatic, plus this is plasmatic, you deal with the emotion and the physicality. And then you can do something else. If you can make a helmet and put it on your head, which has the same combination as a pen, 2 or 3 points, just one of the hats, summer hats you have, grandpa's hat you have, then you'll find out if I put your head here and I put the same pens from the same material on it, you connect not only to that, but through the emotion of the man too. Prostate is an emotional condition. Prostate is a physical manifestation of the emotion of the man's not fitting. I have a prostate cancer. I've had a prostate cancer for a long time. I'm aware of it. But do I want to live this life? The answer is no. Otherwise, I know how to remedy. Life of man is horrible. Because you have to understand what causes it. What's the reason for it? Then you can remedy it. We've done this many times. But because your pen sits in the middle, whatever damage is done to the hip, to the bone structure, gets repaired too. So you don't only change this, but you change the damages which is done by it too. Because the prostate cancer takes a lot of energy. It needs a lot of energy. And that energy comes from the calcium from the hip. That's why we always see hip bone cancer with prostate. Prostate is the active. It's the same. Change the name of prostate to the womb. You have the same. Change the same to ovaries. Change this to stomach cancer. When
We seem to have lost the connection there briefly. Hopefully briefly.
the
Hello, Mr. Kesh. We're missing the last sentence you said there.
I said when the cancer is a tumor, non-malignant, has a physical reason. When the cancer is spread, has an emotional reason. If you get hit in the stomach, and that hit concentrates energy in certain part of the stomach, or you eat a food which releases a sudden amount of energy in one point in your stomach while it's changing from matter to gans state, it's like a punch. That creates a position of damage, then you call it non-malignant cancer. But if it's a spread because you want to finish your life, then becomes malignant cancer. You see it in different points. But you have to understand the reason for and how it comes. Why you have MS, why you have ILS. For those who have MS or ILS or different form of psychophysical effects like this, the problem sits here. It rains the decision on the total physicality. It rains down in a very typical way that it covers the total body. Even though the physicality wants to work, the emotion, because it's stronger, overrules the physicality on the essence of receiving the emotional feedback. Paralysis of the arm, paralysis of the hand, wheelchair bound, and the rest. In a way, I explained this once before. Some of you might have heard it, some of them might not have heard it. If you take this as the structure of the man, the two legs, and you put the head of the man on the top, your physicality covers this. Your emotion covers this. Then, as the emotion withdraws and it becomes smaller, you see paralysis at the point when the emotion dictates, I want to show I'm not happy. Paralysis. This is important, especially those of you who work in the world of medicine, to understand this. When the emotion reduces its support for a point of physicality, nothing is created. What you see as rejection or not reproduction of the system. Don't forget, emotion with the physicality of the lymph in conjunction with the energy which arrives leads to production of the matter at the point of it. So when the emotion is not working with physicality, this is where you come. This is where you see the paralysis. And as this reduces more and more to concentrate only for emotion to be supported, which covers the lung and the heart, you see total paralysis, wheelchair, and the rest of it. So now you understand how your body works and how you can set the cups, how you set your elements. This is how you decide what you're going to support at which part of your body. Test everything. Don't be, if you're afraid of your life, do not touch. But if you're happy to serve humanity, try anything. Because don't forget, when you go for this tablet for chemotherapy, or you go for such a tablet, very latest, has come into the market and it costs a lot of money, and your insurance company pays for it. Before you put it in your mouth, they've done clinical trials, which means somebody who has no money has put his body online to be tested, has died, and that's why when you take the paper out of the medicine bag, it tells you the side effects. It means somebody has sacrificed his life for you to know what it could be. It's not imaginary by computer. How come you accept the life of somebody else to serve you, but you don't give your life to serve the others? Just open a pack. Go and buy a drop for the eye. Read side effects. can make you this, can do that to your eye, can give you itchiness, can create a heartbeat not correct. It can lead to a heart attack. What, you think the guy sat there and done it on his own? No. A man has put his life to feed his child online to be tested, that the child would have a food. Now it's free. Every time you open a pack of medicine, read the side effect. Everything you read, which could be, it means life of at least 10 to 50 men. They don't tell you how much that guy lived with this itchiness the rest of his life, how he changed the rhythm of his life, his heart, all his life. And you just take it and you're happy. Now the ball is back on the court. If you are here to steal, like the others who came to steal, you're in the wrong house. But if you are here to work as one family, one nation, we are all in it together. No one can do clinical trial except us who become the clinical. We are the clinics, we are the people, as Keshe Foundation worldwide, Chinese, English, American, Jews, white, red, doesn't matter what. It's the first time ever in the human race that we collectively work to bring our own physical survival in one line. Because in a space we need it. We are a spaceship program. In a coming time, we'll see, we'll give measurement. I'll put this on the table with the last teaching at the center. What you saw, which I asked Marco to make, and you saw it on the table. I told Marco, this is the most beautiful thing ever man see if they understand it. And he wanted it to be on the floor. I said, this is the flagship. This is the crown and the jewel of the science. Look at what we had. We have an inner ring, we have an outer ring on the floor with balls. Now, with the new technology, what I've brought in, and you've seen it done by Marco, and Armand has added to the other part, now you can dictate the gravitational magnetic field. You want, this is your 0 point of reference, because that's the beginning of your wires. And your wires go like this. Yeah? These are your 0 points. Now you can increase the gravitational, or you can increase the magnetical. You can decrease one while you're increasing the other. This is the first time man has a tool of measurement of gravitational magnetic fields. And if you know how to use it, you can use it for flight. If you know how to use it, you can use it for production of medicine. If you know how to use it, you can produce it for direction of communication. And if you want to use it, you can use it for directional energy transfer. Because now, where you collectively, if I put a needle here in the center and take the gravitational at this strength and the magnetical at this strength, what comes out of the pin is the measurement of your field, both gravitationally and magnetically. It's the first time you have a tool to measure the two at the same time. Because here you made all your points through GANs, a plasma. All the connections are nanomaterials. The whole structure is a plasmatic structure. So this thing, what you saw on the table in the opening, is a new way. You're going to improve on it. You'll come up with a new ways. We're still doing it. Today is the 13th, and a lot of people around me know I don't like to work on the 13th. But 13th usually means to me the end of a cycle. That's why accident happens, because a new cycle has to start. So today is the best day for the health. It's the end of the old and the beginning of a new. It's crisis because the old, through an accident of a man so beautiful from Philippines, allows us to bring it back. Allows us to share the knowledge for the new cycle. Understand, in the future, this structure will be the cornerstones of plasma technology. Gravitational and magnetic. And how you can balance, you can measure. You want to go to a certain point in the universe, let's say here, with a gravitational magnetic field of different strength, you adjust your system accordingly. Attraction and repulsion, the point of destiny. And as you approach, you reduce the magnetical and you increase the gravitational to reject, or you increase the gravitational and magnetical and you reduce the gravitational, vice versa. You want to go stand still in the space, you come to the point and you stop there. That's where in your system you create a balance point of the gravitational magnetic field in respect to your position. If you understood this, is important, then do the same thing with your body. You can use this for a system to create a field which reaches the liver. I was asked very recently by a woman who was in the medical work-off, says, Mr. Keshe, you know you got a cancer, do you want help? I said no. Intervention has to have a need. If there is an intervention for serving a need, the need shall be met. Because you have to understand what does it serve, what is the purpose of serving. What do we receive from it? Or what are we to give without receiving to be at the point of balance? Remember, from now on, when you make a cup, do not and never think that you're working as a cup. You're working as a point of reference in how you add gravitational and magnetic field to what strength at the point of delivery to your body or the body of the person. You cannot use the same cup for the same combination for the same people. Because you have to understand what is their emotional need. What is their physical need. Do we need to have the emotional to satisfy the physical? Or do we need to change the physicality to satisfy the emotion? Do we need these cups to be drank by the person who complains, has the pain? Or do we have to give these cups to the partner, to the mother, to the father, with the emotion of the person embedded in it, that they feel the pain they have caused? Now this is possible. If you add the blood of the person to the cup of another person, they will feel the emotion of the pain. And the physicality, the emotion will interact. Because it is just, it will heal the process. The dimension of the health expanding beyond your imagination. I've seen somebody using this beautiful phrase that Mr. Cash says, behead the man. He's one of the, what they call it, terrorists. These people are feeble because they were understood, they were not even in the teaching. What we explained was, when you understand the transformation of energy in the soul, in the emotion, is there need for physicality? If we take the head of the man with us to space, can we produce his physicality? So you see, the enemies of the foundation used to twist it, as they've done in the Catholic Church, in the terrorist organization like the ones that's in Belgium, and in Islamic countries, to destroy the others. If you understood this, you can carry your emotion and physicality in the cup, that you can reproduce yourself in a space. But man does not understand, and the ones who are so dark in their soul twist it to use it to frighten. There is no fear with plasma technology. Your body only takes when body needs. Every day on this planet, if you're 10 kilometers in the mind, or you're in the space, in the space lab, we all receive the full spectrum of the fields of the universe. And we only take what we need. None of us 1 second has 2 arms and 4 legs, and the next minute 10 arms and 2 legs. So the ones who play the game that this is this and that, these are the agents of what I call the dark, to benefit their own pockets while they're keeping us busy. One goes to China selling to Chinese government, and one goes to Washington frightening the Americans of what they have discovered to stop the process of the peace talk with Iran. We are fully aware, we monitor everything, but we keep quiet. But you have to see what is happening. You have to understand the new tools in the world of science for health. You have to understand how to apply it. The way Renan has brought it out, it gives me a pleasure to share it. Because you have to understand the science behind it, not rhetoric. Rhetoric is for those who are paid by governments to line their pockets. I told you this before. Top Secret Service agents of Swiss government comes to me to help him with the cancer. And when I ask him, how did you know me? He says, I was reading your private file. That's a Secret Service. And I know you're the only one who can help me. You're a king, you go sick. You're a road cleaner in center of Paris, you still get sick. You're a president, you get sick. You're a man in Africa hunting a deer for your life, or an elephant to survive on, you still get sick. Understand this. The simplicity of how to make it. I'll ask Renan to show how to make these copper wires without any caustic. We have another colleague in the team, we work every day at the moment, or every other day, in the teachings, in private teachings, that he has developed a way to say when the nano layer is coated by the color, and it's fantastic. We don't test in the lab that you can burn the copper, you can use a torch to heat it up, and then if you dip it when it's very hot into the very cold water, you get the splashes of nanomaterial leaving the skin. So if you're looking for solid materials to put in your capacitors, for example, while you're making the wires for your health, you can do the same. Heat up the wire very hot, and then dip it in the cold water. You see nanomaterial showering down at the bottom. You physically see it. So you make a capacitor, but don't forget, you can use that nanomaterial, and where you saw the bead, which shown in the drawings of Renan, he puts where he touches the body, you can add that paste as a nanomaterial with a GANS as a paste into that bead to change the condition without using multipens. But you focus the energy which you want to transfer through it. There is something important for you to understand. This is very vital. We use it in our development, and you are doing it. You have to understand it too. Caroline, can I have some more paper, please? The process is like this. You have taken let's say a copper wire. Then you have nano coated it. Be careful when you nano coating, you have to nano coat everything. Don't nano coat and then cut a wire. Cut the wire to the size you need, then you create a shell of plasma. Thank you very much. Then one thing you have, and some of you don't know, you can do, is now you have a nano layer which is absorbing all the energy. What you can do, you can coat this nano layer with the GaNs material and let it dry. Now you receive a specific energy. Now the energy is not waiting from the environment to come. Now you've attached energy of a GaNs as a plasma to you. You can use it sprayed with the GaNs and then dry it, let it dry. Then it becomes attachment, continuous supply of energy. You don't need to look for. In the new development of the power supplies, this is what we are using. We have done with the rotors, with the motors, with the rotating motors to come. The size of the new reactors for energy will be the size of the pancake or a hamburger due to this development which are brought in. Or you can do something else. You can still keep your material, the needle nano coated as it is here. And as you have the nano coating, you can do one thing. Put it in the container of GaNs. So now you can change the GaNs and put the needle on the top. So you can use the same nanomaterial, but in different environment, for different diseases, for different infections, for different things. Some of you, very soon, as you know, it's been said there is no cure for cold. Follow this process and you find out how fast you find a solution. Understand the use of the process. Because you change the environment around the needle, it receives what it needs directly. It doesn't depend on the environment. And it's both gravitational and magnetical. Try to expand the knowledge. You don't need to connect it one way. If you have a cup, oh my God. If you have a cup, you can extend your nanowire to as length as you like and change the condition. You can do everything you like in different positions to deliver different of the same. We do this, as I said, with so much in the world of ours. There's a lot of people around the foundation are both of what I call naturopathic or homeopathic. What do? You go to the same spring, you go to the same place to receive water for the eye of the man, as I explained in some of the teachings. This becomes your spring. And anyone with any disease can take from it anywhere. If you understand this, you can extend the knowledge that if you can make a cup which matches the water in this cup, the source, and it's come from the source, you can take a cup anywhere. You don't need a physical connection. There's a warning I have to give you, and then you understand in the coming time, and those who listen to it, they know the warning is for them. Those who abuse the technology to harm the others, or to abuse the technology to create difference and wars and get billions, we are watching you. We know what you are doing because you thought you are using this technology to control mind, but you were not aware what you thought you were controlling was controlling you. I give an interview tonight to Mike Harris, and in this interview we open a lot of doors to understand those people who call their victims. We were the victims, now they are turning the card. Mike Harris will explain to you how it was done, and the others will explain to you how it's done. And you will understand that whoever comes around the Keshe Foundation to become so prominent are the people who have a clandestine work to do. And when they do not succeed because of our way, the way we work through our soul. So they cannot rob from us because our soul sees their soul. Then they call themselves a victim. We will explain this very clearly, what is happening in 2 or 3 countries around the world using the Keshe Foundation technologies. But I hope this, the health section, does not go the way the energy has. We send people to China to bring a new technology for humanity. It gets hidden to the benefit of few. And then the whole technology is given to another to go to Washington to create a new technology on the copies of backup patents. You're aware. But I hope the health does not go the same as these few people, very meager, ignorant people, have started with the energy technology. Through the Keshe Foundation, we are talking to governments directly regarding these situations. And in turn, you understand. And those who are doing it, they don't understand exactly what I'm talking about today. We give you a gift to open for humanity. We don't give a gift to hide from humanity. For the benefit of few, and starting wars and starting billions of tons. You've seen articles in Veteran today, 2 articles, one after another, about the Keshe Foundation, and deliberately a Spaceship Institute flag in front of it. We have friends, and these friends are men of peace, and in influential places. Don't use the health to control the others. Use the health which you open today to bring prosperity to a man, to release him from his pain. We have seen billionaires dying of the worst horrendous diseases because the soul had to bring them to the point of what they did wrong to get to become billionaires. I always say to my children, a puppet, a man who dies on the street, has no money, and it gets taken his body by the council or by the government to bury. He takes with him more than the richest man on this planet when he dies. The richest man, when the rich people die, they manicure their nails, they take all the dirt off them, they don't carry anything, but they are washed clean. The man who sleeps on the streets has his nails still dirty and everything, he takes more with him. He takes a little bit more of this planet with him than the man who is rich. So who's richer, who takes with them more? So please we go into a very deep, detailed teaching of the health. Not just systems, but understanding the technology, the science behind it, that we all look at it in different way, but we serve one purpose: to bring peace to humanity from his physical pain. With the governments and the energy, we tackle the world peace as a community. With health, we work with peace within the structure of physicality of the man. And if we can bring peace to the physicality, we bring peace to the community. A lot of people come and they say they are part of the Keshe Foundation, and you see them, you believe them, they are part of Keshe Foundation, but they have clandestine activities in the background to serve themselves. What you see, who you see around the foundation, who come for their own pocket, are not the friends of the Keshe Foundation, even though they connect themselves through their own clandestine activities. I was explaining about 1 o'clock last night with Armin on the phone. I said, do you know the problem, Armin? Soon you will take my seat. You and Marco will sit where I sit. Whatever. This is what I said. The buck stops at my door. I have to handle. I teach medical, I teach space, but I have to handle the people who use my technology as a terrorist activities too. I have to handle the people who use I give for health, then they use it to abuse it. And the worst thing is they put their own mother on the line to be tested. Is there value for the mother, or the pride of richness is more than the worth of the man, a woman who gave you life? And they put it on the internet. The way it's conducted by Renan is so correct. You have to follow the same procedure. You have to be safe. Do not drink the cans. Do not touch the nanomaterial directly with your skin for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Put a barrier. There is no physical transaction, but the energies, if it's needed, given and taken both by the needle, by pen, by the cup, or by the body. These cups are both gravitational and magnetical. Means gravitation, they take what you don't need. Magnetical, they give you what you need. You choose what bandwidth. There is no need to fight. As I released a communication recently, you do not fight with all the things which are put on the internet. I had a quote from Vince last night. Keshe Foundation, top 4,000 in China. We were 3,000 something in ranking. Keshe Foundation worldwide, 200,000. And those who start assaulting your knowledge and your integrity, 11 million ranking. So people don't listen to whatever except a few clowns who have to confirm their own existence. Even these clowns soon will come back to want to join, and they say they've been insane. Still we forgive. Because peace has to come within the house of the Keshe Foundation, within the people who come in touch with us. You have to learn through the medical section is where we touch everybody. And that's why we opened up. Please, teach to as many people as you can. Explain to them what, if you're a doctor, make a needle. We try to produce these as fast as possible in Italy, around the world. I've said to Lennon, Keshe Foundation will support the Philippine Keshe Foundation to produce these materials for the third world nations, especially in Central East Asia. People can't afford paying thousands and thousands of dollars for a migraine to go to a doctor for whatever. A few pennies can give life back, peaceful. We've been given a lot of gifts by different people as a gesture to get close to us. We give these gifts back to the Keshe Foundation of the nation.
All right, now he's talking again. Are you there, Mr. Keshe?
Yes, I've been here all the time talking to myself.
No, yeah, that's you've been there yourself, but the internet's not been.
Yeah, we were all here by ourselves.
Where have you lost me?
It wasn't that long ago. You can just pick up where you left off there.
Tell me what you heard the last sentence.
Well, it was fairly garbled last I heard. Rick, how
it would have been
before
just,
the garble.
Just a sentence or two before the last thing you just said now, right now. So basically just, if you could roll back your mental tape 2 sentences.
Sentences.
I'm not quite sure. There, right there. Perfect.
Right there. Okay.
All right, start from there.
Okay. So what we need to do is to bring back everything in order. We need to bring back everything in the condition that we can lead to world peace through health of the man. I support the way Renan is. I support anybody who comes on. I ask you, if you are a Jewish descent in Tel Aviv, in Israel, come on board. Come and experience with us. Share your knowledge that a Palestinian can use it to help his child. If you are a Palestinian, come on board. If you are an Iranian who love the humanity, cut the borders. I know the Keshe Foundation in Iran is blocked. This agreement I had with President Ahmadinejad. I explained the reason one day. We work closely to bring peace in the community. Now we have to bring peace within the man. Use this technology, use the cups, use everything you think the correct way for the GANs, for nanomaterials, combination of the GANs, combination of nanomaterial and GANs, matter, GANs, nanomaterials, and report it back in for humanity. And then we need some of you who can make this collection of the knowledge available to everyone. So it's not that we are collecting. We need you to come in, take charge to catalog the information for humanity. You don't need to come to Keshe Foundation. Around the world, you're all the same. It's one family. Start collecting data. We have inherited diseases which we don't understand in another part of the world. Collect data in your bloodline, in your area. In Iran, stomach cancer is very high. A specific stomach cancer. And this cancer only comes because of the Iranian diet with the walnut. If the walnut has fungus and is eaten, because we use it as a food, as making different kind of food with it, in the stomach creates what I explained, the release of energy in one go, and this leads to specific cancer in Iran. The Iranian community has to start cataloging how it can be reversed. I know in Africa there is certain diseases. In England, in the royal family of Europe, there is a disease which is only with the royal family. In different parts of the world, we have, because of the gravitational magnetic field of the environment, we have diseases. We need these to be cataloged because Chinese don't understand why the Iranians have this stomach cancer. And to them is meaningless. Maybe they have 1 or 2 a year out of 1.7 billion of them. Why do we get certain heart diseases more in certain countries? Why do we have obesity in the United States so much? There are processes you can. If you understand the use of these cups, these use of wires, you can lose.